Okay, so now we come to the third technique, which is one of my favorite, the six thinking hats method. So this was also developed by Edward de Bono. He developed a lot of technique as well, right? So, and you will notice his name keeps coming up. He was truly a pioneer in the field of creative thinking. Yeah. So this method is also called the six-color thinking hat method or six-hat thinking method or six-color thinking hat method. All these names refer to the same technique, so it's no problem. So here is the concept. The six-colored thinking hat method involves wearing six different colored hats metaphorically. Of course, that represents different types of thinking: neutral, emotional, negative, optimistic, creative, and rational thinking. So here is the type thing. So, and you think according to the type that each head color represents. Let me explain each head. So the white head represents neutral, objective, and factual thinking. So when you are wearing a white hat, you focus on facts, numbers, information. No emotions, no judge, no emotion, no judgment. So they just believe the data. And the red hat represents emotional and intuitive thinking. So this hat is all about feeling, hunch, intuition itself, and also premonitions. And it's where you express your gut reactions without having to justify them. And the black hat represents negative and critical thinking. So when wearing out the black hat, you focus on disadvantages, risks, failure reasons, and impossibility also. So this is your skeptical, cautious thinking. And the yellow hat represents optimistic and positive thinking. This hat focuses on advantages, positive judgment, reasons for success, and possibility. It's the opposite of the black hat. And the green hat represents creative and productive thinking. This is where new ideas, alternative solutions, and various problem-solving methods come from. This is your innovation hat. And last, the blue hat represents rational thinking. So this hat is about organizing the sequence of thoughts, creating summaries and overviews, drawing conclusions, emphasizing rules, and controlling and regulating the use of other hats. It's the management hat. You understand? So now here is what makes this technique so powerful. These six colored thinking hats are a type of lateral thinking method, right? And which is the opposite of traditional or vertical thinking. So let me explain that distinction. Vertical thinking is predictable and direct. It's logical, step-by-step thinking. So lateral thinking. on the other hand, helps you think by horizontally spreading out problems in a way that departs from traditional and conventional approaches. And here is how you use it in practice. So, when holding meetings on complex topics rather than discussing simultaneously from various perspectives in a disorganized manner. So, which is what usually happens. You think with one head type at a time. Okay. So everyone puts on the white hat first and shares only facts and data. Then everyone switches on the red hat and share their emotions, reactions. Then the black hat for concerns and so on. This allows for multifaceted evaluation in a short time and enables you to derive solutions to problems much more efficiently. So furthermore, since it has functions for generating, evaluating, and selecting ideas, it can be used not only in divergent situations for generating ideas, but also in convergent situations for evaluating and selecting ideas. So let me give you a practical example. So imagine your company is considering switching to a 4-day work week. So I'm gonna give a situation, maybe. Okay, so give it a switching. Write the topic. Switching to a 4-day work over per week. So white hat was white hat. Previously, neutral, objectives, and focus on the fact, numbers, information, only for data. So what are the facts? So studies show productivity can remain stable or increase. They just see the data for the productivity. Some companies have successfully implemented it. Labor costs remain the same, etc. And the red hat. So how do you feel about it? Excitement about better work-life balance? Anxiety about getting work done? So worry about client reactions? Like that. And the black hat? What could go wrong? Focus on the negative. The client might need us on Friday. Some projects require 5 days, right? And coordination with pattern partners might be difficult. And yellow hat, opposite as black hat. So what are the benefits? Improved employee satisfaction and retention, potential productivity boosts, competitive advantage in recruiting. And green hat, what creative solutions exist? Innovation. So trial period for one department, staggered schedule so office is covered. Flexible Friday options. And last, blue hat, management. Summary and next steps. We have identified both risks and benefits, proposed a 3-month pilot program, establish metrics to measure success. So see how organized and comprehensive that discussion becomes. Instead of people arguing from different perspectives stimulatively, everyone explores each perspective together systematically. This is the power of the six thinking hats method. Okay, and the fourth technique is mind mapping. It's well known. So mind map literally means a map of thoughts. It's a brain development technique that elevates your thinking ability, creativity, and memory by visualizing thought like drawing a map. So this technique was created by Tony Buzan. So he was British. So while he was attending grade 8 school at the University of British Columbia, so he developed it while considering the characteristics of how the brain actually works. So Buzan discovered that some people learned much more effectively by utilizing pictures and symbols rather than just the linear text. So this led him to develop the mind map. So now here is a problem that mind map solve. So occasionally, when thinking creatively about a problem, as time passes or as continuous change of thought progress, parts of what you were thinking become forgotten and difficult to reproduce. So have you ever had a brilliant idea and then an hour later you can't quite remember all the details, or you are brainstorming and you lose track of the connections between ideas. So mind maps help you efficiently recall organically so connected chains of thoughts. So here is how to create the mind mapping. So first you start with your central topic right in the center of a page. Oh, sorry. Yes, correct. And second, you branch out the main theme from the central topic. And third, you add sub-branches for details under each main theme. And fourth, use colors, images, and keywords to make it memorable and engaging. And last, show connections between different branches. The beauty of mind mapping is that it mirrors how your brain actually works. So in associations and networks, not in linear list. So let me give you an example. If you were creating a mind map for starting a business, you might have central topic is starting a business. So main branches, maybe it's a business idea, financing, marketing, operation, legal structure, HR, etc. And if under business idea, you might have sub-branches, problem solve, target market, unique value, competitors. So and you can use different colors for each main branch. So add small icons or drawing and draw connecting lines between related concepts in different branches. So when you are done, you have a complete visual representation of your thinking that you can review, modify, and expand. This is especially useful for complex projects, studying for exams, planning presentations, or any situation where you need to organize and remember interconnected information. Okay, so maybe we have enough time to introduce fifth technology before going to finish this part. And the fifth technique is KJ method, also called the affinity diagram techniques. So this method was devised by a Japanese scholar named Kawakijiro, KJ, Kawakitajiro, KJ. The method is named after his initial K and J, of course. It was created to develop creativity and is widely used in problem solving and idea generation meetings. So here is what makes the KJ method special. It combines elements with individual into meaningful information. And in the process of clarifying the interrelationships of ideas and the overall content, it becomes a driving force for developing new ideas. It's particularly useful method for finding where important problems really lie. So the KJ method is batch development method. The core idea is grouping together facts or pieces of information that intuitively feel related. The characteristics of this method is writing down each fact, so observe the results, or thought briefly on small cards and utilizing them. So let me walk you through the process. So first step, decide on theme. So what problem or topic are you exploring? And second step, write ideas on card. Each card should have an idea and one fact, one observation. So keep them brief. And third step, get a card with essentially similar contents together. So gather similar contents together. The first step, give a title to each group card with similar contents. Give a title. And fifth step, continue organizing group into large group. So which means that you might find that some groups naturally clustered together into large group. And last step, organize by creating diagrams or writing sentences that capture the relationships you have discovered. Now, why is this effective? Because it forces you to externalize your thinking. So when ideas are just in your head, they are fuzzy and hard to manipulate. So when they are on cards, you can physically move them around, group them, regroup them, and discover patterns you would not have seen otherwise. So also, it's highly collaborative in a team setting. Everyone can contribute cards and then the group works together to organize them. So this often leads to insights that no individual would have reached alone. So let me give you an example. So imagine you are trying to improve student satisfaction on campus. Oh, sorry. This page is go automatically. I don't know why. Okay, don't move. Okay, let's keep move. So you might gather information, so service. So I'm gonna write it. Imagine you're trying to improve what? Student satisfaction. Okay, so that's on campus. So you might gather information through maybe, oh, sorry. where's that? Right there. You might get information from survey, from interview, and maybe observation. So each piece of information goes on card. So for example, so long lines at the cafeteria, not enough study spaces, and this university transportation system is bad. As a small campus, and Wi-Fi slow in the library, career consulting opportunities are hard to get, etc. A lot of information comes from the survey, interviews, observations itself. So, and then as you organize this card, then maybe all information organize these cards, and a pattern emerge. Maybe more, for example, facility groups. For example, long cafeteria line, nine of study spaces like that. Maybe another technology issue, technology group, Wi-Fi issue like that. And also some transportation group, Yeon University, bad transportation, far from the station like that. Academic group, classes to large like that. Okay, so for example, cafeteria line. This line appears in two groups. That's an interesting insight. Maybe the cafeteria issue both facility problems and also dining issue, also dining group, right? So, and you notice that several issues related to insufficient resources or capacity problems. So this kind of insight emerges naturally through the KJ method. Okay, so this is all things about the fifth technique KJ method. So if you are going to move on to most important method, trees method, we take a break. Then we are move on to next technique.